Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome to another BoshNRoll Legacy video. Today, at the request of Patreon subscriber Justin, I am playing Tomas Mar's Czech pile that he recently made the top 8 of Four Seasons Legacy tournament in Italy with. Justin has submitted versions of Czech pile to the channel before, and right when I was about to record this, I was asking Justin for a final list, and Tomas made top 8 of that tournament the very same weekend. You're all not seeing this for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. I have a pretty significant lead time in my recording, but this is fresh off the presses. I'm recording this the Tuesday after Four Seasons. This list is 2 days old, being released to the public at the time of recording, and I'm pretty excited about it. I played a version of Grixis on the channel last week where we leaned pretty hard on discard. We had, I think, 2 Thoughtseize and 2 Hymn to Tarok in the main deck, and Tomas seems to be agreeing that that is the way for black decks to win tournaments, or win matches at least. 3 Inquisition, 3 Hymn to Tarok, and 4 Snapcaster Mage to send it all back around again. This deck is not playing around. We even have Kolaghan's Command. That's also a discard effect, kinda. This build is grindy as hell, too. Justin mentioned it in our emails back and forth, deciding on the list, that he's really interested in seeing how this deck wins games, because there are 4 Snapcaster Mage, 4 Baleful Strix, and 1 Jace the Mind Sculptor capable of actually presenting a win condition. And that's a lot of X1 creatures and a single Planeswalker that dies to Pyroblast. That's all we got here. And this one is going to require some patience. The plan is clearly to grind the opponent into dust, where it doesn't even matter what you win with. You could win with Mon's Goblin Raiders if you Hymn to Tarok them twice, Expressive Iteration twice, bounce Snapcaster with Teferi, and just get these 2 and 3 and 4 for ones all over the place. And then when your opponent has literally nothing left and no chance to grind back in, you just start attacking with Baleful Strix. I worry a little bit about the Magic Online clock with a deck like this. I worry about the paper clock with a deck like this too, but at least in paper you can play quickly. At least there's no Uro, no Light from the Loam, no Sylvan Library, nothing that's going to eat up Moto Clock. No Carpet of Flowers, the type of things that just trigger or require you to make decisions whether you want to make them or not. This is a pretty clear plan. I'm a little worried about Uro, but Uro has fallen out of favor pretty significantly lately, and there are 6 exile-based removal spells in the main deck and 2 Nile Spellbombs in the sideboard, plus the Pyroblast come in, so we got answers to Uro if we want them, and otherwise, we're just casting Hymn to Taroks until the opponent dies. No basic lands in this deck. Ice Cold to Ruination, Blood Moon, back to basics, whatever. We're just leaning into that, I guess. But I don't think a deck like this could be responsible to play a basic. This is a list trying to Swords of Plowshares into black-black, into blue-red. Like an ideal curve would be kill their creature on turn 1, hit them with him on turn 2, and then Expressive Iteration on turn 3, trying to hit your land drop. And yeah, a deck like that can't play basics. Can't even play Mystic Sanctuary. We have 4 Snapcasters doing that work. The 4 Snapcaster deck also kind of soft to Endurance, but we're already soft to Uro, and a lot of the decks that would have Uro would also have Endurance, so we're just sort of hoping Expressive Iteration and Teferi bury the green wedge control decks, and just casting 2 for 1s. This is a very simple deck. It is a blue control deck. We're going to make a lot of micro decisions, but the plan is very clear, and it's make sure your opponent has no cards and then win slowly. Let's go do that. This is Tomas Mars Czech pile. I'm on the play for round 1. No discard spell in this hand, but I am going to keep it. I don't think this is a deck you just randomly mulligan with. I have Ponder into Strix into EI. Pretty happy with that curve. I'll find the disruption. I probably want to Ponder off of Underground Sea. That lets me cast Ponder now, Strix next turn, and then EI for the land the turn after that. It also lets me draw into Hymn to Troc because it's a black source. I like Inquisition. See what we're up against here. Opponent did mull to 6. Discard gets better every time your opponent mulligans. They bobbled me. They're going to see Prismatic Ending. A basic Island Mishra's Bauble deck. This is a weird Delver start or a weird 8-cast start. Are there other decks that would do this? Teferi is the top card in my deck. I'm going to play around Daze and jam my Inquisition, see what's going on over there. Flusterstorm, okay. What is going on over there? Color me confused. I could pay for one of the Flusterstorms and then force the other, but that's an insane way to get a 1-for-1. Not interested. I have no idea what they're doing right now. Vicious Bauble, Flusterstorm are generally not in the same deck. Okay, it's Teferi time. Teferi backed up by Force of Will, I'm not upset about. I'm going to get Tundra over the Scrubland. I think I have enough black sources right now. Hardcast Daze, that's miserable. Do I want to fight over Teferi? I don't think I do. Just working through their counter magic. I think this is probably Show and Tell, but why would Mishra's Bauble be in that deck? Or is this the Delverless Delver Predict deck? What's going on here? I bet this is the Delverless Delver deck. Yeah, they found a Wasteland. Pick your poison. What color do you want to take me off of? Probably red. That's the color I only have one source of. And my Expressive Iteration is pretty important in my plan right now. Okay. I chose the removal color instead. Hope I can punish that. I am currently exposed to Daze, though. We got there. I'm going to put Ponder in my hand. Snapcaster on the bottom. Exile Volcanic Island. I'm going to cast the Ponder. A bunch of white cards. Gotta shuffle this. Found the white mana. Okay, we're back in here. Murktide Regent, still a concern. I don't have a Swords to Plowshares. They countered my Teferi. Ponder. Chose to shuffle. Could get Murktided here. ERC. Alright, I got an answer to that. An easy one. That they've seen. The Bauble saw this Prismatic Ending 100 turns ago. They've been playing to this for a while. Oh, 2 of them. Okay, I can answer 2 of them. Kinda. Baleful Strix turns on Lightning Bolt. Blue, black. I'm going to start with a Strix. Swords of Plowshares, you love to see it. Make it look like I just drew that land off the Strix. Wink, wink. I'll never tell. Get rid of one of these. Strix is holding back the other. And now I have Plow for a Murktide. Brainstorm. Big looks. Build a Volcanic Island. I'm not going to fight over a Lightning Bolt. I can take 3 once, play the other Strix, hold up Swords to Plowshares, or snap Prismatic Ending. A little worried about another Wasteland because it's only 3 white sources in the deck, and 2 of them are gone already. That's not a Wasteland. There's the Lightning Bolt. This is not my fight. That's a 2-for-1. I'll take it. They're down to 2 cards in hand. If one of them's Murktide Regent, I can Baleful Strix and then Swords to Plowshares and be right back in the driver's seat with Snapcaster Mage still on deck. There's the Murk Daddy. Aggressive Iteration. I'm going to Strix and Plow. I'm going to leave Underground Sea up rather than Volcanic Island. There's no Pyroblast in the main deck. I'm just going to Plow the Murktide while there's nothing they can do about it. They only have 1 card in hand, so they can't force here. I'm just going to chill back on my Strix. They could cast another Murktide here. It would be pretty small, though. Got a Brainstorm, reloading for Re-Murktide. I have Snap Plow available, and now they're Delirious again. They're going to have to attack into my Strix or kill it. Am I ready to Force of Will? A Lightning Bolt? They have 1 card in hand. I think I'm going to go for this. It doesn't feel good, but picking off this DRC when they have 1 card in hand and I have Snap Plow, if Murktide is their last card, they can't daze me. They could have played Murktide to lose Delirium and save their creature, or that could have been a chump attack to clear the Strix and try to ranch with Murktide now. But I'm ready for that. Perfect. Okay. Opponent is Hellbent. They have their second 8/8 Murktide Regent. They're going to be at 34 life. And then I have to start figuring out how to kill them. Snapcaster Mage. Target Swords to Plowshares. Plow this creature. And go. Okay, they're in top deck mode. I have EI to reload. Play to land. Alright, they have Mystic Sanctuary in their deck, but no spells in their graveyard. That was either a oops, I don't have any spells moment, or a this deck has Hymn to Rock moment. Oh wow. Okay, that was pretty honest. At 34 life, they're just like, nah, you got it. I'll take that. Pyroblast looking good here. Prismatic Ending, probably. I'm interested in that. But I think this is the Delverless version, so Ending might be worse than I want it to be. It's awkward because I think Jace is bad, but I'm also not sure how I'm going to win a game without it. I don't want Force of Wills. I might need some number of forces because I am effing dead to Price of Progress at any point. Plague Engineer is like borderline against regular Delver, and I don't think this build actually has Delver in it. Spell Pierce doesn't seem very good. This build might have Counterbalance in it, that's the thing that they're doing. Maybe I need Jace. And Jace does die to Daze and Pyroblast pretty easily, but also this match is going to get grindy, and I got to win somehow. I do like Teferi quite a bit. Do I lose an Inquisition here? No, I think I like Inquisition a lot. Maybe I don't want the third Prismatic Ending, since they're not a Delver version. Almost hit submit without actually taking out the Force of Will, 63 card special, but caught myself at the last moment. Let's do it. This Jace might come back to bite me. We'll see. Gotta protect my life total from Price of Progress. Okay, let's see if I'm rewarded for keeping my Inquisitions in. A Ponder. Okay, it's not Delver. But Inquisition here will flush out a Daze or beat up on most of the things I'm worried about. I'm going to lead on Underground Sea here. Protect my white, protect my red. Those are my removal colors. Blue and black are the core, but red and white are what keep me alive. Pyroblast and Daze. And multiple EIs. I could just start working through the iterations right now. The Daze and Pyroblast are annoying, though. The Surgical's rough also, because you only bring in Surgical in a matchup like this to exile Swords to Plowshares, and they're going to be able to do that if they want it. Do I want to whittle down raw card advantage, or take the Pyroblast and try to win a Teferi fight later? I'm going to take the Pyroblast. I'm not convinced on that. I think it's either Pyroblast or one of the EIs. I'm going to try to get my spells to resolve, rather than worry about how many spells they have. Please don't extract my Scalding Tarn on my draw step. Alright, good. Dodge that bullet. I can... Alright, I'm not going to do that. I was about to say I can just cast this Strix into Daze, but I took the Pyroblast to let my spells resolve. Don't give them the ability to counter a spell on curve at no real cost, because they could pay 2 for the Daze here. If I just play off curve, ignore the Daze, then I can play Strix this turn and Teferi the turn after that. Could fire off this Brainstorm right now. I'm gonna go for Brainstorm actually. If I find Hymn to Tarok, that's actually just bonkers right now. Put back Prismatic Ending and Swords to Plowshares. I don't want 2 plows in my hand because at some point that's gonna punish me with the Surgical Extraction. We get Volcanic Island here. Draw a card. Blooded Strand, Baleful Strix. Draw a Pyroblast. Okay, I have perfect information about their hand again. Unfortunately, Strix is a good card to extract, and I've drawn a second copy. I've just drawn 2 copies of every card. That matters so far this game. But I guess this deck is full of 4-ofs. A reasonable thing to occur. But if they spew off this Surgical on Strix, then my Plows and Snapcasters get to hang out. They took the turn off to hit their land drop, and now they get like a big money expressive iteration. Found another land. There it is. Volcanic Island's in play now. Ponder. I would very much like to get this Baleful Strix on this stack before they have the idea of surgicaling them. Boo! Fuck my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Yeah, that's why you bring Surgical in for a matchup like this, to try to clear out the particular cards you're worried about. Getting the Surgical out of the way is nice. It kind of unlocks my Snapcaster Mage. I'm going to go for Inquisition this turn. I can play around Daze and use Snapcaster, try to hit that other Expressive Iteration in their hand, and then untap Teferi, bounce Snapcaster, get the card advantage engine rolling. Not going to crack this Flooded Strand until we get to my turn, just in case they drew another Surgical. I would hate for them to be able to rip another card out of my hand with Surgical now that they have the information to make that play if it's available to them. A Ponder, I'm going to play Flooded Strand, fetch a white source of some variety. Do I want a white source? Do I just grab red? I don't want white eventually. Snapcaster Mage, get in there. We're going to take a peek. If they found another Pyroblast, it's fine. Got to work through the hand. Ooh, a Force of Will. Pitching Daze. Okay, Daze is gone. They're over there living on EI juices. I'm going to Ponder. Another Ponder, another Teferi. I'll pick up a Ponder. I'm not mad about that. And they just used their Daze. How hard do I want to fetch into Price of Progress here? I think the answer is I don't. So hitting a land drop would be nice. All right, I'm gonna get another Tundra, make sure my white mana's up, and cast Ponder. Okay, this is good stuff. Between Plow and Pyroblast, I can answer most of the things their deck does. There's the EI. Pyroblast a little too slow, but that's the last card we knew was in their hand. Brainstorm. Okay. Card selection on top of the card advantage. We didn't have information about their hand anyway, but now we can be pretty confident that it's better. And Ponder. Like I can get Teferi in this turn. It's not a high value Teferi, but having Teferi in play in general seems pretty solid. I'm going to tap out of red. Maybe throw them off the scent of Pyroblast. And my top card is Swords to Plowshares. Do I want another one of those, or do I want to fetch? I'll take a Plow. I'm just going to draw with Teferi immediately. I'm going to Pyroblast this. Do I want another black? Yeah, I don't have double black, so I'm going to Pyroblast the EI. Maybe I'm not supposed to do this in this deck, but it feels reasonable because I have Murktide covered, which is the other blue card I'm worried about. Did not shuffle. And bolted Teferi. Okay, I'm actually kind of worried about this position. If I don't find EI or something to pull ahead right now, I am behind. I can answer their next two things, and this... I don't actually know if this deck has like Jace or Narset or what it's doing out of the sideboard. But Court of Cunning, like any of that shit would kill me out right now. Gotta hope it's just Murktide Regent. Murktide Regent confirmed. What else is in that hand? Any chance it's nothing? All right, just another Murktide Regent. I'm ready. Okay, I'm gonna plow the first one before it becomes extra large. And there's one card left in their hand. I'm gonna let myself draw a card here, see if I can find a Snapcaster, Teferi, or like some cleaner way. Oh shit, never mind. I forgot they get to draw a card. I'm not gonna let them pick up a Force of Will here. Ooh, 2 cards in hand? Don't mind if I do. Emulator. Oh, the third Murktide just hit the bin? Okay. Well, we're in top deck mode. They have 1 Murktide Regent left in their deck. And they have 2 EIs to my 3. Alright, Teferi. Did you draw Pyroblast? Nope. I'm just going to draw a card. Great. Okay, that's actually awesome. If they don't do something with their mana right now, I can hymn them in their next upkeep. I could snap Pyroblast this. I don't think that's the fight. I feel like I want to snap Ponder and pull ahead here, or find an EI and snap that. Played their land, 1 card left. If they answer Teferi, then they're hellbent to my Snapcaster. Surgical Extraction Snapcaster Mage. Wow. That was smart. I guess I'm Snap Brainstorming in response. They are Hellbent, but I get a little bit for the road. I actually can't win the game. Oh, I did leave the Jason. That was smart. Okay, brainstorm. I'm brainstorming now to get the shuffle. They can have the information. I'll take the actual, like, value. Polygon's command. Fucking A. Alright. My Snapcaster mages are gone. I have Koligon's command, which can pick up my last remaining Snapcaster mage when it's time to do that. Okay, good thing I left the Jason, because the Snapcaster mage has to attack for 28 by itself. I got my opponent Hellbent, did what I was supposed to do there. Plus Teferi and start attacking. Here we go. Cracked off a fetch in response to Teferi, whatever. Okay. Off to the races. I can't K-command to make them discard because I need this K-command for the Snapcaster, inevitably. Ending the festivities. Perfect. Okay, Snapcaster's dead. I can K-command them in the next draw step. Yeah, I'm just going to be super patient here. Another Teferi, happy to see that. Then in your draw step, I'm going to make you discard and get my thing back. Get back Snapcaster, you discard this card you just drew. What are you tapping mana for? There's a Teferi in play. Knock it off. Put your Pyroblast on the graveyard. Oh, even better. We got just the float red mana, oops Teferi, shame concession. This opponent was really honest. They conceded at like 34 life in game 1 and 25 life in game 2. I feel like I was winning both of those games, but still, the honesty is appreciated. Saved us both a bunch of time. That was insane. On to the next round. I'm on the play for round 2. I'm keeping this brainstorm hand. I feel like I played against this person recently. I remember the username, Mach1, but I don't remember what they were playing, so useless exercise in memory. Oh, I didn't play against them recently. I used one of their deck lists recently. That's what's going on here. Okay. I am highly motivated to find discard. I believe this is a Paradigm Shift player. Beat Storm. Yikes. Okay. Prismatic Ending and Swords to Plowshares. If my memory is correct, I don't want that kind of stuff in this matchup. I think this is the player with a bunch of Paradigm Shift combo trophies. Yeah, we're headed in the right direction here. Lotus Petal, Hermit. I can plow the Hermit. They can counter the plow to keep the Hermit, but that costs mana as well. I'm going to get Tundra because I can't get Scrubland with Scalding Tarn. There is some overlap in the fetch lands, which usually does happen in 4-color decks. Not a huge deal. Gonna ponder now. I'd really like to find a Hymn to Turok. We did it. Not shuffle this Hymn to Turok. Fetch bad lands and light them up. Bang. Thought-Lash and Thassa's Oracle in the graveyard. That's good shit. A little dangerous because Paradigm Shift now puts Thassa's Oracle into the deck. Beldock Isle, okay. I have Snap him up for next turn, and if they disturb the Hermit, I don't even care that much, because that's going to cost you your Sappers and Scary, and counterspells are only part of my plan right now. Alright, Geist is in play. I can Snap him and bet against their hand, or Snap Plow, hold up Force of Will for a turn. I think I want to Snap Plow, hold up Force of Will. Because if they operate as if their spells are uncounterable, and then I can change that, that's good for me. Played Otawara as a land. I'll take my 2. I'm investing in the future here. In step, we're getting a Snap Plow. Exile the Geist. Go to my turn. Attack, and then we're gonna Snap him. What's all this shit? Well, Vendilion Click, that's in your deck now? That's fun. I'm going to Snapcaster Mage in response. I'm going to get... Do I need the Scrub land? I don't think I need 3 black. Get Volcanic Island. Actually, maybe I do need 3 black. Nah. Okay. I'm going to Snapcaster Mage in response. Targeting Hymn to Turok. And then Click can resolve. I guess I should have let click resolve and see who it was targeting before I did that. Targeting me. Probably going to strip my Force of Will because you're a combo deck, but you're going to be hellbent. I like that. God, I've missed Snapcaster Mage in the last couple years. Or year and a half, however it's long it's been since Endurance. Well, they got rid of Baleful Strix. That's weird. I guess I'll play around Daze, even though I don't think it's a card they have. To Turok. Got rid of Paradigm Shift and Shark Typhoon. Okay. Are we pivoting onto beatdowns? I'm going to start attacking here. They are pretty far ahead on life points. It'll land. Okay. Grub land. Don't really need that. Brainstorm. Barry, what's up? Big fan of that card, obviously. I'm going to put back... How do I want to fight over this Vendilion Click? I could bounce Snapcaster Mage and do the value thing. I could bounce the Click, commit them to main facing it. And yeah, I think I'm into that. Because Teferi turns off Shelldock Isle also. Having Teferi in play is pretty exciting. And then I'm drawing Prismatic Ending, which if they click me, I will have in my hand to get rid of the click with. And then there's not much I'm worried about from there. Targeting themselves with click. Put Force of Will on the bottom. Yeah, that was a dead card. Good call. I'm going to attack first. See if I need to exile the click or if they'll just trade it off. I can play this as an instant. I'll just wait. And they'll probably just go into combat and I have to do it, and waiting didn't do anything for me, but maybe they won't. White, black, red. Mardu exile effect. Okay, cool. Now they're just passing the turn and let me do stuff. Inquisition in the draw step. I can Inquisition and hardcast Force of Will on their turn. Oh, we have seen Shark Typhoon. I might have just rammed into it. Might be brainstorming here. Fucking Shark Typhoon. So good. Okay, I guess I'm brainstorming. They got me. Oof. Well, I'm going to lose to Fairy here and one of my Snapcasters. That was really good. Inquisition would not have cleared that. The version of this deck that I played recently did not have Shark Typhoon, and I feel like that's a much better thing to be doing. Double Thought Lash in this hand. I might die right now. I guess I'm not going to lose right now, but they can disturb the Hermit this turn. Resolve their thing next turn. I lose to Fairy now. Alright, yeah, this version that has the clicks and the Shark Typhoon is just much better at playing a fair game than any version I've seen before. And there's Geist. I'm suddenly in a lot of trouble. Might be dead. Yeah, I'm losing to their combo and to their beatdowns. Losing this game on every axis. I was so confident a few turns ago. Shark Typhoon just completely flipped it on the Teferi. And Mind Lash is going, or Thought Lash can't be countered, and also means I can never win with damage. I need to like brainstorm into 2 answers to their creatures and hope there's no oracles under these Shelldocks. How about Teferi? Teferi would be great. Alright, or I'm just dead. Wow, impressed. I'm impressed. These fair innovations, like good ways to spend blue mana that aren't serving the combo single-mindedly. Really impressive shit. Good stuff. Time for the Pyroblast to come in. Don't think I want Prismatic Ending. Polygon's Command's still good. I do like all the discard. I would normally say I don't want Plow in this matchup, but apparently I do. So, Red Elemental Blast does a lot of comparable work. The Fairy's big. I think I'm just switching these 3 specific cards for these 3 more general cards against Mono Blue. I think this deck frequently sideboards Chalice of the Void, which would make me want to leave Prismatic Ending in. Dirty tricks. I could cut an Inquisition and a Plow to bring my Prismatic Endings back in. I think Inquisition's better than Plow. I'm going to bring an Ending back in. Let's try to respect Inquisition, or Chalice. On the play with a Grip of Red Blast, which normally I'm interested in. I'll keep this. I'm gonna lead on Scalding Tarn and pass. And some more reactive than I want it to be. I don't have a better plan right now. feel like pondering. K-Command Brainstorm, that's all good stuff. I'm gonna put the Brainstorm in my hand first, K-Command's under it. Now I have 2 answers to Chalice. If they just spend 2 mana on Chalice of the Void right now, I'm lined up, ready to fight it. This is Oracle. Alright, we're just scrying 2, putting a creature into play. Not even really scrying, it's kind of like indexing. I don't even know. It's not good. Not what you want to be doing with that card. I'm not saying they were wrong to do it, but that's not generally the plan. Wonder if they flip into just like blue beatdown devotion. Play actual Thassa, God of the Sea right now. I'm gonna Brainstorm. Hymn to Turok's really good. That makes me want these lands suddenly. I guess I don't need the scrub land that much, and they have not indicated that this is going to be a prismatic ending game. I'm going to fetch my bad lands here. Ooh, Inquisition. I could clear the way for Hymn to Turok, or I could just jam Hymn to Turok. I'm going to Hymn. Let's have a look. Vendilion Click. I'm going to Pyroblast that. My shields are down. If they combo me next turn, I'm going to lose. They have to do it through a Hymn to Turok. So they had the force, pitching Jace Wielder. Okay. Let's see if that Vendilion Click juked me. If they just Paradigm Shift Oracle right now, I'm dead. Cycling Shark Typhoon for 1. Okay. Trying to hit land drops, trying to make something happen here. Gonna Inquisition. Get a look. This could miss. They have a lot of heavy stuff. There is a shift over there. Another Shark Typhoon, damn it. But I don't care about shift. I'm a little worried about this Typhoon. I don't have any creatures to pick up. They drew an island for turn. I'm working with perfect information, for whatever that's worth. If I ever kill this Oracle, then Paradigm Shift becomes a live draw. But I am currently just losing to Shark Typhoon. That's a really good one. Get the Strix into play. That answer is one of the sharks. As a 2-for-1. Another. This is good shit. Okay. Starting to pull ahead. Maybe I'm not supposed to fetch there. I might have just given away the fact I have another red blast. Yeah, there's no reason to fetch there. I had red sources galore. Okay, now I'm stable and pulling ahead. Let's do it. Feeling a lot better now. I am a better 2-for-1 creature deck than they are. Even though they are abnormally good at it for a combo deck. They kind of want Oracle in the graveyard. Did I give it to them? I don't think so. I'm just going to trade off with the Sharks. Alice on 1. Disappointing. It's fine, though. I have Kolaghan's Command. Blue. Red. Aggressive Iteration. Let's do it. Snapcaster Mage in my hand. Do I want the Plow? I don't think so. Well, I don't want the Tundra at all. Tundra on the bottom. Exile Plow. I'll just commit right now to K-Command. Play my land for turn, Kolaghan's Command. Turn a creature from my graveyard and destroy an artifact. Red, black, blue. I know one of the cards in hand is Paradigm Shift. Gotta kind of hope the other one isn't Force of Will. But even if it is, they're Hellbent and I have Snapcaster Mage. This Force of Negation would be kind of brutal. Storm. One of these gets countered by the Chalice, and then I can pay the 2. Alright. I don't get to plow the fish, but I do get to resolve my spell. That's the important part. Okay. Plow, stuck in exile forever. Their graveyard is huge, so Paradigm Shift isn't even a lethal threat. Paradigm Shift is their hand, and I'm just going here. Black, blue, Strix time. Now I'm more worried about the clock. I'm down 3 minutes to my opponent, and I have to figure out how to win this game. Force of Will, Snapcaster, Red Blast. Guess I'll take a bonus Red Blast here. If they offer the Thassa's Oracle in combat, I will trade with it. I counter this blue spell. Pretty good draw, all things considered. Okay, they're trying to set up the shift. I'm taking the block. 1 card left in your hand. I have Red Blast. If they shift, I'm going to snap Red Blast to get a clock. Targeting the Red Elemental Blast, not the Pyroblast, because there's a Red Elemental Blast in my hand, and in case they have Surgical Extraction, I can insulate myself this way. This opponent is not conceding, which is disappointing, because the clock is a problem. Could be snapping Ponders, but I don't think I need to. I wouldn't do it in real life. I would only be doing that to add to the clock on Moto. Another Oracle. I don't want to play against that. It's a 1-3, and I'm beating down with a 2-1 currently. Ponder, let's go. Into Turok into Fairy. Yes, please. Do not shuffle. Back with Snapcaster. To Fairy. White. Blue. Colorless. Fairy. Bounce Snapcaster. I know I just said I'm beating down with Snapcaster, and I gotta do it quickly, but now I'm gonna redeploy Snapcaster and cast Brainstorm from the graveyard. I wouldn't do this in paper, but I do need to win the game. Opponent passing the turn with 2 cards in hand, perfect for him to Turok. Bunch of lands here. Plus to Fairy. Him to Turok you. For those about to rock. I'm gonna stop in their draw step to Kolaghan's command. Okay, they're conceding now. Alright, deal. They could have got a few more minutes out of me. I appreciate conceding when you're dead. That felt really good. Confirmed Chalice of the Void is in the deck. I don't think Meltdown's where I want to be. I have K Command, Prismatic Ending. I think I want to get rid of another Plow and get another Ending in. Just playing through Kolaghan's command is going to be a problem. It's going to... or... Chalice of the Void. Playing through Chalice is going to be a problem. I'm going to respect it where I can. But only the minimum amount of respect. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... between 6 and 8 additional answers to that card in my sideboard that I didn't bring in. I'm going to mulligan this one, keep this one. Yeah, I want to be more proactive than the 3 Force of Will hand. I love discard. Casting discard spells just makes me so happy. Through a black source so I can save my fetch land. Let's have a peek over there. Brazen Borrower, 2 Oracles, and Thought Lash. I think I'm more worried about Brazen Borrower. This is a very quick Thought Lash, though. There's the Ancient Tomb. Kolaghan's command. I can Ponder, or I can Strix here. I think I should Ponder. Strix to Fairy. The Fairy can bounce. I think I gotta shuffle this. I'm actually kind of fucked. Yeah, I'm in trouble. They can jam Thought Lash here, which I clearly don't have an answer to. And that turns on the double Oracle in hand. Wow, this is bad. I guess I'm gonna go blue-red. Expressive Iteration, hope to put something good in my hand. Find a Force Will for my hand and Inquisition of Kozilek to cast. Wow, I'm dead. I'm so dead. Yeah, just fucking crushed. I mean, Thoughtseize would have been better than Inquisition here, because it could have taken the Thought Lash. But, yeah, just 1, 2, 3, you're dead. And they can play Oracle, see if it resolves in response. Yeah, alright. I'm dead. Got nothing. I feel like this deck should be really good at stopping that from happening, and it just didn't pan out that way this time. That was awkward. Alright, on to the next round. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. In that last game, I should have taken one of the Oracles with Inquisition, because that gives me the out of another Inquisition or Red Blast to counter the remaining Oracle. I don't know why I was worried about Brazen Borrower. I think I got thrown off by the fact that there were 2 Oracles. Jesus, this again? Okay. Well, I have a chance to redeem myself. Maybe. Let's see what's cooking over there. My hand is really disruptive. I'm pretty sure I've done a donation deck for this person. Kind of recognize their name. Hermit, Oracle. I think this time I'm gonna take Hermit. Oh, they said they're playing my deck. So this must be the worst version that I was talking about how I played last time. Glad I don't have to play against any Shark Typhoons this time around. An Inquisition again. This time I'm probably going to take the Oracle. Got 3 Thought Lashes and an Otawara in hand. It's a lot of lashing. If Teferi comes down, I can shut off Sheldock Isle. Oh, that was a really good draw. Straight from 2 mana to 5. Oh. Yeah, I guess I'm casting him to Turok. I'm gonna get Underground Sea to do it because I plan to Brainstorm next turn. Zap. Got Ottawa on one of the Thought Lashes, which is a little awkward, but Force of Will, treading water through this. Just trying to get my Teferi online before it's too late. I'm gonna pitch one of the snaps here. Oh, right, we're Benevolent Geisting. Yeah, that's pretty good. Teferi still beats this shit. Okay. It's going to take another turn to get Thought Lash into play. I'm going to spend this turn brainstorming or looking for my white source in general. Could snap Inquisition, but I don't think that's going to get me where I want to go. Oh, no. No white source. Not like this. I can put back the 2 Snapcaster mages, or Snapcaster Volcanic Island. And then I can do a no-value Expressive Iteration to clear those. I just really need this white source. I'm going to get Snapcaster in hand, Volcanic Island on the bottom, Exile Inquisition. Okay, you can resolve a spell this turn. I have gone all in here on finding white in my top 4 cards right now. Because if I play Teferi, bounce Benevolent Geist, it's going to be tough to lose. White mana. All right, Brainstorm, help me out here. We need white mana. White source, white source. I found a white source. Okay. Put back some of these Snapcaster mages, I guess. That's a lot of that card. Or Snapcaster's probably better than Brainstorm at this phase of the game. All right, let's hope they don't have a counterspell now. I feel like I'm a turn late here, but if this resolves, I'm good. Fuck! And I can't counter that. Guess I just gotta hope there's not an Oracle or Jace under the Shell Dock. Oh, whatever it is live here. I can counter Oracle, though. This is non-creature spells. I gotta hope there's not a Jace under the Shell Dock. Okay, here we go. Please be Oracle. Don't be Jace. Deck is getting exiled. I could be looking at the exile pile to figure out if it's Oracle or Jace under there, but it doesn't really matter because they're about to do it anyway. This is bullshit. I'm quitting Magic. No, it's fine. The Teferi came a turn late. Can't counter this. Perfectly threaded the needle there around what I was doing. Bummer. Okay, bring in the Red Blast. And they're going to have Chalices. This should look familiar. I think Strix is less important this time than it was last time, because this build is not going to have all the same Shark Typhoon, Vendilion Click shit. I don't think I want that many plows. Do I want another ending? I don't think so. I could bring in the Spell Pierces. They're soft against Chalice, but they're good against most other things. Are they better than Strix? I do have to win this game somehow. All right, I'm going to try the Chalices, or the Pierces this time. Ponder and Reb. I'm going to keep. I can answer a Chalice. The Ponder does need to come up with white mana for that to happen, though. I could just fetch Tundra and have white. I think it's more important to fetch Volcanic Island and have red. Ugh. I don't think this deck knows how to turn 1 Chalice. I don't remember if Lotus Petal's in the list or not. On deck. Okay, found some mana. I'm going to Ponder off of Underground Sea, leaving up red. Another shuffle there. Just a bunch of things that aren't white mana or lands. Okay, we didn't get Chalice. That's good, because I'm not ready for it. Time for an iteration. Red, blue, let's go. Iteration in hand, iteration on the bottom, exile Scalding Tarn, make my land drop. And I'm going to pass here. There's no plateau in the deck, so it's a little awkward that my Red Blast is up with the interest in white mana so high. But you got to do what you got to do. Started to tap mana, then untapped it and passed the turn. Interesting. So I'm playing against an opponent here with 7 spells in their hand. I think I want to Brainstorm, move these cards around. The Ending and Plow don't seem great here. The Fairy can answer Chalice. I'm going to put back Plow and Ending in that order, hit my land drop, and I'm going to fetch a Tundra and cast Ponder. Now I'm looking for Hymn to Turok or Inquisition. I want to know what I'm up against here. Start working on that hand. All right, there's Inquisition. I can Inquisition into Teferi next turn. I could even Inquisition now, see what they're cooking with. That shuffles away Jace, but I don't really want Jace. Yeah, I'm going to get Badlands, cast Inquisition. See what we're working with. Impulse in response, okay. Not spending a reb on that. Active Negation, Mystical Dispute, Paradigm Shift, Bounce Shelldock Isle, Jace. Yes, Pact of Negation's pretty bad for me, huh? But that's like a ready to party kind of card. I'm going to take the Mystical Dispute. Because Mystical Dispute can be used during setup. Pact can only be used when you're actually winning. And my plan is to cast a Fairy next turn. Paradigm Shift, we're just going for it, huh? I'm going to Spell Pierce. Okay. Jace, Oracle, Pact in the hand. Teferi shuts down this whole squad. Gonna bounce nothing, draw a card. Okay. In business now. The Pact is turned off. I have Red Blast and Force of Will. Well, they just played out Otawara. Am I fighting over this? Do I care? Do they know how this works? You can have that. I wonder if they know that Shelldock Isle doesn't work with Teferi in play. Plus Teferi. And I can blue, red, Expressive Iteration. I'd like to find a discard spell here. I'll take a Reb, though. Reb in hand. Face on the bottom. Exile the Underground Sea. Play my land for the turn. Okay. I have 3 counterspells in my hand. Shelldock Isle doesn't work. They have Pact of Negation they can't cast. Thassa's Oracle. Counter target blue spell. Impulse. Yeah, I'm not fighting that. I'm going to Brainstorm in the end step. We got some extra lands here. Oh god, so many extra lands here. I'm going to turn one of these into land? Volcanic Island? I guess Volcanic Island. Oh, I could have pondered in the end step. Teferi had plus there. It's fine. Ponder. Force of Will and Swords to Plowshares. I'll take a Force, sure. Play a land, plus. I have Force of Will, Red Blast. I can destroy the Thought Lash as needed. Not really worried about it, though. Ancient Tomb. That's not going to resolve. I'm going to fetch in response. That was the last fetchable land. I'm going to start spending forces while I have the mana up. Red Blast is more efficient. I can do that whenever. There's Jace gone. Okay, seems they do know how Thought Lash works. Motobug. That's the card I just shuffled away. Plus Teferi. I'm going to play Flooded Strand. I know there's no fetchable lands left on my deck, but there are Brainstorms and Snapcaster Mages to cast Brainstorm, which puts this Tundra back in, which gives me a shuffle, which is better than just playing Tundra. So I already have the 7 mana I need to cast every card in my hand. Speaking of Snapcaster Mage, plus Teferi, and I'm just going to pass for now. I can snap Brainstorm in the end step, attack for 2, and then bounce it with Teferi. The list I played only had 1 Otawara, so if this is the list I played, then we're safe from that. Blue, colorless, Snapcaster Mage. I could EI in the end step. Is that better? It might be. Huh. I had not considered that until now. I'm going to Brainstorm, though. Brainstorm. Put back the Tundra and the other land. I'm going to fetch the Tundra. Those are all the lands. Or did I have the mana to Prismatic Ending, Thought Lash in the end step? I think I did. Yeah, this is weird. I'm sure I'm not playing perfectly. I exiled 2 cards to prevent Snapcaster damage. And I'm actually just going to plus Teferi and not cast any spells. Yeah, I'm going to Prismatic Ending the Thought Lash in the end step. Lotus Petal. Alright, Lotus Petal is in this deck. 2 cards in hand, one of them's Pact of Negation. Prismatic Ending. White, black, blue, red. Get rid of the Thought Lash. I think it would be fun to just let that kill them, but it would also be fun to make sure there's no wiggle room left in the game. Okay. Yeah, that was tricky. I think there were spots that could have been done better. I don't think my plan changes here. Going back in with the same pile. Island Ponder. Deep. I can even force the turn 1 Chalice. And they're on a Malta 6. Yeah, not 5. Malta 6. Okay. I got options here. I can Underground Sea Inquisition. I could Volcanic Island Ponder. I think I'm going to Underground Sea Inquisition. Let's have a look. If you're going to mulligan, I'm going to beat you up. Paradigm Shift, Mystical Dispute, House's Oracle. I think I want the Dispute, though the Hermit is also trouble, but if you cast Hermit, that's going to hurt you. I'm going to take the Dispute. Make sure my spells resolve here. Impulse. All right. Spending your Lotus Petal to Impulse is a bad deal, but might be necessary in this position. Oh god. Lotus Petal, Impulse into Lotus Petal. That hurts. Hurts them. It's great for me. All right, let's see if I'm in a better position. Okay. I did find lands. 2 of them. I can go land drop, Snapcaster Mage. Ooh, that was a good draw. Do I want to Pyroblast this? No. I want to draw the land and Prismatic Ending this thing. Grab a Tundra, Prismatic Ending, white, blue. They can replay it, but I can Pyroblast it on the way back up. And I have, like, they have to use this just to get it in the graveyard. It costs them actual Lotus Petal, which is a mana source. I can Pyroblast it on the way back out. Fetch a red. I want Badlands here, in case I draw him to Turok. Counter target blue spell. That's gone. Multiple counter spells to play with here. Blue, red. M to EI. Let's bury. Ooh. Do I want Reb or Teferi? I think I want Reb here. Alright, Reb, Teferi on the bottom, exile the land, hit the land drop. The spiciest Teferi is, with my opponent this low on resources, missing land drops and shit. Okay. Teferi just got a lot better. Ponder. Yeah, I can Ponder. Snapcaster Mage is good. I think I need the land first, though. Flooded Strand, Snapcaster Mage, Underground Sea, don't shuffle, play the Underground Sea. Because I have Force, Spell Pierce, and Reb this turn. And then I can untap and have Snapcaster Mage next turn. I have as many answers as they have cards in their hand. I feel like I gotta blast this. Red blast that, because turning on Sheldock Isle is dangerous. Ooh, you Pact of Negation to me. I'm gonna let that resolve. And then I'm gonna Force of Will, the Paradigm Shift. Oh wait, but you can pay next turn. But you have to pay next turn. Yeah, Spell Pierce just got a lot worse, actually. They have so much mana. Yeah, I'm gonna Force pitching Spell Pierce. Nice. Okay, so they're gonna have to pay for a pack next turn. 1 card in hand and it's Oracle. I could snap Expressive Iteration right now because I know what they're doing next turn and it's not scary. Yeah, I actually like that. Snapcaster Mage. Target Expressive Iteration. Pull ahead while I can. Blue. Red. I guess I'll put the Plow in my hand. Volcanic Island on the bottom. Exile Flooded Strand. Play Flooded Strand. All right, you have to pay for your pack this turn. That's going to cost you 2 life. Yep. At least it can be paid for. 1 card in hand and it's Oracle. I can get rid of the Oracle. I'm going to Brainstorm first. This is looking good. Get rid of... I don't need this land. And I think Plow's worse than Ending. Back for 2. And then Hymn to Turok. Do I Hymn to Turok or do I wait a turn? I think I'm gonna Baleful Strix here. Because they're not just gonna play Oracle. Oh, now I have 2 of these. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, I'm gonna crack one off. I was gonna try to save it to get 2 cards, but yeah, let's just start locking it closed. And now they need an enabler and a payoff. I've played this deck before, and as scary as Sheldock Isle is, it doesn't always have the correct thing under it, or even like anything under it. I'm not going to him 1 card. I'll wait a turn, see if I can get 2. This is where I lose to Pact to Negation. Paradigm Shift. Counter target blue spell. Am I losing to back to negation? I would deserve it. Oh god. Alright. I'm not messing around anymore. I'm going to cast him to Turok. The good news is Paradigm Shift isn't lethal. It does turn on the ship. The Shelldock Isle. Why is that a ship? What am I talking about? Alright, another Isle. But even Jace or Oracle, if they shift, they would have to Thought Lash into it. Okay, Ponder. Set me free. Find me a Teferi or Snapcaster. Alright, I'll take Brainstorm. I have held back enough cards that I can shuffle and then Brainstorm and still have cards to get rid of. Tundra is the last fetchable land. Cast Brainstorm using Tundra. Aggressive Iteration and Force of Will, that's good stuff. My opponent is Hellbent at 3 life. I have 3 power in play and a counterspell in my hand. I'm not sure if I can lose this game. We got the GGs in the chat. This list is much worse than the other one, and I guess that's my fault for promoting it. They said they were playing my list. Whoops. But yeah, Shark Typhoon, much scarier than this deck that can only combo. If I need to respect a combo and a reasonable creature plan, I don't like that, but this one felt reasonable. On to the next round. I'm on the draw for round 4, and I just looked at the list again. There's only 19 lands in this. This plays the same number of lands that Delver of Secrets does in this grindy control deck. Tomas is really playing with fire on these cantrips and expressive iterations, but I'm keeping the hand. A basic mountain. Could be goblins, burn, or some sort of prison stompy deck. Alright, I need to Inquisition this opponent ASAP. Figure out what I'm up against. Ooh, alright. I think I need Underground Sea here, because that casts Brainstorm. I don't have any backup for the Force of Will, though. Please don't show me Wasteland. Okay, it's a Painter deck. We've got Red Elemental Blast, Painter Servant, Goblin Crater Maker, and the Looter Scooter. I'm taking the Reb, I think. Or I could take the Painter, let them have the Reb. I'm going to take Painter. Act like I'm not afraid of Red Elemental Blast, which I fucking am. I just really want my Brainstorm to resolve. I imagine they'll cast Looter Scooter this turn. Uh-oh. They're just leaving up mana. I hate that. Come on, deck, land. Alright, well, I'm gonna Ponder. They're gonna Red Blast. Do I Force of Will? I can either force this and let Ponder do its work, or I can wait and Brainstorm next turn. I'm gonna force. This hurts. Please don't have drawn another Pyroblast. Okay. I found mana, but it's not the right mana. It casts him to Turok, but nothing else. I actually have to shuffle this. This sucks. 4-color mana base finally biting me hard where it hurts. Finally punished. I really need white. If I find white and I can remove this Smuggler's Copter, I'm going to feel okay. That was devastating. And I could have taken the Red Blast to play around that, but yeah, maybe I just let them have Painter because my hand has 2 removal spells in it. Ugh. Gonna live with regret on that decision. I really thought they would add to the board, though. That took a lot of discipline to hold up Red Blast when you had 2 proactive plays to make. I guess, like, it's not that big of a deal, because you could have just waited a turn and protect your proactive play. Okay, that was the card I just didn't want. But I will cast him to Turok. Maybe I can knock this Crater Maker out of the hand. Recruiter and Crater Maker both gone. Let's hope there's not a creature in the hand to turn on this Scooter with. Pass the turn. Pass the turn. Shit. Feathersworn Canonist can turn on the Chopper. I can him again, but I'm really in the market for white mana. Yeah, if I could draw a white source and him them on my turn, plow them on their turn, that would be great. But I don't like this card selection they currently have access to. Guarded Karn. Yeah. That's an expensive one. Yeah! We did it. Gonna him you again, get you Hellbent. And then I'm gonna wait until Chopper wakes up and plow the Chopper. Because if I plow Canonist now and they just play some other creature, then that didn't work. Okay. I'm gonna get Tundra and zap this thing. Bang. Get out. Okay, you have 1 card in hand. I have 2. I can answer your thing in play. Alright, cool. Now I can answer your thing in play and hold up the relevant color to make sure I don't die. We're both heck bent. 1 card in hand. Not many plays. Urza Saga breaks this game open. Goblin Welder. Happy to remove that from play. Oh, okay, wow. Oh, I did just cast 2 Hymn to Trox. That makes sense. I'm going to give myself a chance to draw Teferi or something to answer this without spending my plow. Alright. Another plow, it is. Now I'm heck bent with the best answer in my deck. You are also heck bent. Guess I'll play that. Represent Force of Will. There is a Kolaghan's Command in my deck somewhere, which will be great against this opponent. If they slam Karn the Great Creator, I'm fucking dead. Hard to believe I kept a 1-lander. But this game has dragged on forever. Lots of good answers in the deck. Well, let's have a peek. Show me what you're working with. Probably some Pyroblasts that haven't found a target, or like some redundant Lotus Petals. Ooh, E-Tutor. E-Tutor and Red Blast. I'm more worried about Red Blast, but E-Tutoring for Urza Saga just kills me. Yikes. And they just let that resolve too. They know what's going on. Is there any world where you don't have Urza Saga in your deck? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm going to take the Tutor and play around Red Blast. That was a powerful hand. Goblin Engineer, okay. Red Blast does not counter Plow with that creature in play. Give myself a chance to draw some action here. Aggressive Iteration. Swords to Plowshares. And I'm going to wait. If I draw a discard spell or like Ponder, like something to flush out the Red Blast, then EI can run away with the game. Come on, Hymn to Turok. Him. Shit. Gonna pass, hold on to the Floated Strand in case a Brainstorm resolves. Great Furnace for turn. Okay, was my patience rewarded? Brainstorm. Red Blast. Aggressive Iteration. Okay. Brainstorm in my hand, Bulk on the bottom, exile Baleful Strix. Need a blue source here. I have lots of white. I have lots of black. I don't need that much red in the main deck. Guess it's Underground Sea then. Blue, black. Strix. Okay, now we're cascading in. Opponent's got 1 card in hand. Now it's 2. They are a 2-card combo deck. I could simply lose the 2 cards if they somehow sandbag them correctly. Another Strix. Black. Blue. Let's go. Strix resolve. Sounds another Strix. Black. Blue. A land here is good. Alright, we got there. I can still snap Plow on a Painter if necessary. Ancient Tomb. 2 cards in hand. Could snap Hymn to Turok. Just get them empty here. I'm going to try to sniff things out with a Brainstorm first. See if you have a Pyroblast you've been sitting on. Apparently not. Back Volcanic Island and Ponder. Back with my creatures. I'm going to EI. Ooh, I like Teferi. Teferi in hand. Volcanic on the bottom. Exile Ponder. Cast Ponder. Force of Will. Alright, I'll put Jace on top, or Jace on the top with Force in my hand. That gives me Snap Plow with Force backup. City of Traders. We're making moves. Karn the Great Creator. Guess I Force of Will this. And hope you haven't been sandbagging a Pyroblast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pitching a Snapcaster. I wonder if Teferi is actually better than Snapcaster, but Teferi is Snapcaster in a lot of ways. If their last card in hand is Pyroblast, I still can just pound the Karn, because there is a Prismatic Ending in the... They can't Lattice this turn, and if they get Ensnaring Bridge, I can Snap Ending, clear the bridge, and then Teferi bounce Snapcaster, but yeah, they've had enough. Alright, that was kind of a challenge, kind of awkward, but figured it out. Nile Spellbomb, they are a Welder Graveyard deck, but they're also a Karn deck. I don't really want to open myself up to a passive Null Rod. I like Spell Pierce a lot. I hate Jace. Not a lot of win cons in the deck without the Jace, but that hasn't been a problem yet. I like Prismatic Ending playing to the board here. Teferi isn't huge. The discard feels really good for this matchup. Shave a Teferi. Maybe I'll shave one Hymn to Turok. As much as I don't like having all these forces against the Pyroblast deck, and maybe I just talked myself back into Hymn to Turok. They're going to have millions of Pyroblasts just in their deck. And Force is really soft against Pyroblast. I bring in all Pierce for one trades. Oh, Meltdown. Yeah, I want Meltdown here. That's been lurking in my sideboard this whole game, or this whole match, waiting for a chance to shine. I can't go all the way out on Forces because some amount of interaction is required. Is it a Strix? Yeah, it might be a Strix. Just shave 2 of my 9 win conditions. Not worried about it. Be a little surprised if they Blood Mooned me, but this is definitely a deck that could Blood Moon me. Let's hope they don't. I left in 2 Forces, and I brought in 2 Spell Pierces. I have no way to make mana outside of a Blood Moon. Like, I can't get off the ground with Prismatic Ending or anything. I will simply concede if Blood Moon resolves. And then board in my Forces for game 3. I don't hate this. I like the Inquisitions. I like that I have my 1 Force in case of Blood Moon. I'm keeping. Goblin Welder. Wish I had white mana for that, and I do. Cool. I'm gonna get Scrubland so I can double Inquisition next turn. That mana also casts Baleful Strix. Uh-oh, are we a Blood Moon? We are a Blood Moon. I'm gonna force pitching Baleful Strix. I'd rather have Brainstorm. Go down to 4 cards in hand. I'm gonna make it 2. Inquisition you. Oh, I'm getting Karned next turn. Cool. Alright, despite my best efforts, they're gonna hit me with a turn 3 Karn. Again, another situation where a Thoughtseize would have been better. But you can't really put 3 Thoughtseize in a Legacy main deck of a control deck. And splitting them is kind of awkward, figuring out which one the split should be. And if you're planning to Snapcaster them, yeah, bummer. Outmuscled. Simply plus the Karn. Investing in the future. Oh, Spell Pierce, fuck you. Time to Brainstorm. Let's get out of this somehow. Hymn to Turok. You are not helpful, but you might be later. I'm going to put back 2 lands, play a land, hold up Spell Pierce, hope that they run something into it with Karn. Just like ram your Lattice into it. That would be great. Karn's making a wish. They probably should just get the... Oh, okay, yeah. If you're playing for the win, this is fine. Gonna fetch a Volcanic Island in the end step here. Where's the Plowshares? Not bad. That beats the Painter, which is exactly the card I'm worried about right now. Yeah, they can wish for Painter. We can back it up with Spell Pierce. Or just value Grindstoning. Sure. You knocked a Strix out of my deck. They've seen Snapcaster Mage, so minusing Karn without a plan to win is a little risky. Making a wish. Is it the Painter? Are we just going for it? It's Tormod script. Okay. Have I done anything out of my graveyard? Oh yeah, Snapcaster Mage. Right. That is true. Okay, I'm gonna Hymn to Turok now. They have 2 cards in hand. Let's get rid of them. And I'm still holding up Plow and Pierce. I hope you needed these. Pyroblast and Ancient Tomb. Alright, yeah, Pyroblast would have protected from Plow, Blessing Karn. I am at the point where Prismatic Ending can get rid of Karn. Ponder. Snapcaster Mage. I do actually like that. Because it can attack and kill Karn, even if the Tormod script stops me from doing what I want to do. They're grindstoning the 2 lands I didn't want anyway. Beautiful. Beautiful. These grindstone activations aren't free. They've taken 4 damage from them. And when my deck wins by attacking for 2 at a time, every Ancient Tomb you tap is an attack I don't have to make. Karn is plussing. It'll land drop. Okay, let's flush out this. Oh, there's a Brainstorm in the graveyard. All right, I was worried for a sec. Let's flush out this Tormod script and get a 2/2 into play. Target Brainstorm. Okay, we're doing something with the fetch land in response. Are you going to grindstone me one more time before Tormod scripting? Just get some extra cards out of my deck. Yes. All right. Prismatic Ending is gone. And Tormod script. Bang. You got me. Now I can start attacking this Karn. Start to loosen this up. I'm trying to draw them into a panic of like, now or never on Painter. Animating Grindstone. Now I can Swords to Plowshares that. They can just wish for it. That's fine. Yeah, Plow, Grindstone. They can get that with Karn. Karn gets cards from exile. I'm gonna ponder off a Volcanic Island. Okay. Baleful Strix. I think the Snapcaster Mage is safer. Don't shuffle, play my land, and then I can attack Karn. Can't believe we're wading through this, but I guess when you're down to 0 cards, Karn is a powerful planeswalker, but doesn't actually win the game on its own. Goblin Engineer, sure, you can dump that, and then I'm going to plow it. Can pay for Spell Pierce right now, unfortunately. The Grindstone in the graveyard. 1 card left in hand. It can't be Red Blast and Painter. So I get to plow. Plow the Goblin. Okay, now I can attack Karn and my opponent start working their life points down. I'm not going to attack Karn with both. If they had Pyroblast, they would have countered the Snapcaster. Then black, blue, Baleful Strix draws a land, and I'm just going to pass with that in my hand. Goblin Welder, disappointing. That's a powerful card. But they are running out of runway here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Red, blue, aggressive iteration. Another snap, him to Turok. I'm going to put snap in hand, EI on the bottom, exile him to Turok. I'm going to play him. Got rid of a card I'm sure they didn't care about. There is a Painter Servant in the graveyard. The Weld. There is a weldable artifact in play. If they draw Grindstone or Painter right now, I lose. Alright, that's not it. Feeling okay here. I think I want to ponder first. I can remove this Welder. But I guess Welder... Oh, geez. Alright. Well, there's that. Okay. I'm going to take the plow. I can snap plow. And attack with all my shit. They can weld Lotus Petal into Painter for a 1/3 blocker. I can exile Painter. And unfortunately, they go to 1 life, not 0. But I have Snapcaster for additional action here. Can't tap Ancient Tombs. Urza Saga doesn't save you. I have Snap Plow available, or Snap Pierce available. Lion's Eye Diamond. That does not get you where you want to go. There's no creatures in the graveyard. I'm just going to Snap Plow in the end step and shut the door. Not that I need to, but it's there. I'm going to take it. Okay. For some reason, we're making a construct in response. Now what? Okay, cool. We did it. Yeah, picked this one apart pretty clean. There were some scary moments, but managed to navigate it. On to the last round. I'm on the draw in the final round. Positive record locked. Playing for the bread and butter 4-1. I'm going to keep this hand with lands and spells in it. Pluto Delta Go from the opponent. Another B Storm. I hope this is a matchup where removal's good, but Pluto Delta Go is not inspiring in that regard. Okay. I'm going to play Volcanic Island and wait another... I'll brainstorm in their end step. I kind of want more information. This is feeling... Okay. It was feeling super combo-y, but not anymore. I'll brainstorm now. If you have a main deck Pyroblast, you're going to get me eventually. But if you don't, damage I take from fetch lands could matter. So if I put back Scalding Tarn, Underground Sea, leave Tundra in my hand. Or wait, put it back Scalding Tarn, Tundra, because I do want to fetch the Tundra now. Grab Tundra, draw a card, fetch land, Prismatic Ending, save the Swords to Plowshares for the Murktide Regent. And a little surveil action on the way through here. It kept the card on top. Scary. These decks want their graveyard to be a resource so badly that you only really keep the card on top when it's exactly what you want when you Vampiric Tutored. So yeah, that was scary, is what I'm saying. All right, it still worked. I could Brainstorm now, but being able to Swords to Plowshares in the end step playing around Days is pretty exciting. And I don't know if they're going to Wasteland me. I want to keep my options open here. Your Steam Vents, Aggressive Iteration. I do not have the bandwidth to counter that right now. Not till the Red Blast come in the sideboard games. Ponder is exiled. Ponder is cast. Okay, we know exactly what's going on now. The Steam Vents is a smoking gun. They may or may not have Delver, actual Delver. Oh, there's a Wasteland. I'm going to go after my white. Yes, that is probably the right call. Brainstorm. Put back all these extra lands. Okay, I don't need that many lands. I'm going to get Underground Sea so I can cast Strix here. And then just play around Days. Keep my Swords to Plowshares available. Jace. First appearance of Jace in this league here in the final round. The one of Jace that we haven't needed yet. Their EI, fueled by Dragon's Rage Channeler. Exiled and played Volcanic Island off of the EI. Just going to keep hitting land drops and playing Strixes. Got Pyroblast. Alright, that's fine. Okay. That's one of the few ways to get a 1-for-1 out of a Strix in this matchup, and they did it. But fleshing out the Pyroblast has to happen eventually. Bolting Strix, that's a 2-for-1. Ooh, they have Snapcaster Mage in their deck. This could be the Jarvis Snapcaster version of Delver. I'm going to Plow in the end step. I have the Snapcaster to fire back in if the Plow doesn't work. Or to say go back for a Murktide Regent later. What is this? Hardcast Force Negation? That's kind of annoying. Oh, Predict. Yeah, the old Predict, look at the top card of my deck, then name the top card of my deck combo. Just drawing 2 in response. Good stuff. Okay, this is the Delverless version. Weird to get paired against this twice. I think Bullwinkle actually just top 8'd a challenge with it, though, and Bullwinkle is the originator of this Delverless Delver deck. Blue, red. I'm leaving black available. There's no haste creatures in this deck, and I could find discard. But instead, I just found another Plow. I'm going to pass the turn here. How many mana producing lands are in this deck? I know there's 19 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are accounted for. Okay, so we just Mystic Sanctuary for EI in the upkeep. Settling into the grind here. They've already resolved an EI and a Predict. I'm not going to start forcing these now. I'm going to try to run them out of threats. EI into EI. Alright, Storm is 2. Gotta be really careful not to run anything into Daze now, because Daze has the double text of picking up Mystic Sanctuary in addition to countering a spell. If I get too greedy. Murktide Regent. Alright. That's in exile, which means it's being cast right now, which means I'm casting Swords to Plowshares right now. And Murktide resolves. There is a scrub land in my deck to cast the Plow. Scrub land. Plow. If they force it, I'm going to let it resolve. Then I'm going to snap Plow on my turn. And then I can make decisions about if I want to force back. Force pitching Daze, you got it. Okay, let's go to my turn. Inquisition. Alright, so I can take a peek and then snap Plow. I like that. Let's have a little looky. What you got over here? Daze Force. Okay, cool. So I can take the Daze, which means they can't force. The Daze also resets the Mystic Sanctuary, which you now can't do. Swords to Plowshares. Plow your Murko. 2 Lightning Bolts in hand, which is why I didn't play Jace and bounce Murktide. If I play Jace this game, I'm going to plus it immediately, but it looks like I'm going to need to be even more careful than that. They can hardcast Force of Will, but so can I. Alright, I'm just going to pass. I'm not going to give them a nice big open hardcast Force of Will if I don't have to. Okay, I like Snapcaster. Because I can nice big open hardcast Force of Will if they do anything, and if they don't do anything, I can just attack for 2 a lot. And if we flush out any of these lightning bolts, then Jace gets safer. Wasteland sucks ass. I think I want a Snapcaster in the end step. The Snap Brainstorm. I want to add to the clock, maybe force some action in the end step. Okay, you forced my Snapcaster, deal. You're going to Wasteland me now. I'm actually a Wasteland away from having no white mana for the rest of the game. Red, blue, Progressive Iteration. Ooh, him to Turok, hell yeah. I'm going to put him in my hand. Oh, I don't know what lands are left in my deck. I'm going to put him in my hand, Volcanic Island on the bottom, exile him, and then go underground, see him. If they cast a Lightning Bolt in response, then that's a bolt they don't have. All right, they discarded land, Lightning Bolt, one left. I actually am just clearing the way for Jace somehow. Because Jace is live as a win con here against Is It non-Delver in the main deck. I will force a Murktide Regent. Force that. Pitching Force. In the graveyard. Okay. Snapcaster, fuck yeah. I'm going to attack and then him them. And they'll bolt Snapcaster on the way out. If I him pre-combat, then they'll bolt Snapcaster and I don't get to attack for 2. Zap. Alright, yep. Snapcaster's dead. And your hand is empty, taking a Force of Will. Okay. I've done the thing. Time for Jace to take over. DRC. Do I want to Snap Plow in the end step? I think that I do. I'm going to get Volcanic Island or Badlands. I have plenty of black. I want to make sure I have blue. Snapcaster, Swords to Plowshares. Might as well cast these now while I still have white mana. And I'm going to Jason Fate Seal. Plus target you. Do not put that on the bottom. We're drawing Volcanic Island. And we're getting to work here. Yeah, this 19 land non-recursive mana base here held up exactly as long as it needed to. Cast all my white cards before shitting the bed. Pyroblast, Prismatic Ending come in. Jace did just do the thing, but now there's going to be more Pyroblasts in the deck. I think I put in some amount of forces last time. I forget exactly what I did. Maybe it should be 0. I'm really worried about Price of Progress, though. Yeah, I can't just be ice cold to Price of Progress. What did I do last time? Position is fine. The fairy's kind of heavy. And is it him to Turok? I think Strix is uncuttable. Oh, I did leave the Jace in last time because my opponent boarded in 2 Surgicals, and there are only 3 different cards in my deck that can win the game. So if my opponent's on that Surgical life, I gotta respect that. Okay, I think an Inquisition and a Hymn can come out. I like the discard, but I'm not sure what numbers they're supposed to be in. I don't know. This looks fine. I'm sure Tomas has this matchup beautifully sideboard mapped, but I can't figure out what the map is. The thing that would make sense is if, like, Inquisition's just bad or something, which I don't think is true, but maybe it is. Maybe you can't 1-for-1 without impacting the board in the matchup. I'm going to lead on Flooded Strand, because that is annoyingly a thing I have to think about. I'm going to get Volcanic Island and cast Ponder. I do like the Prismatic Ending. I don't like this pile of lands underneath it. Okay. I'll take it, though. Another Ponder. They did not shuffle their Ponder last turn, so they're not digging for lands right now. They might have been digging for Wasteland, try to screw me off of colors. I don't think I want to cast Strix into Daze and Pyroblast. I can just chill. Steam Vents is here, and it's tapped. Shuffle away this extra land. Now I have a white source. I still don't really want to give them Strix for a Pyroblast, so I won't. I think land go favors me, and I have a lot of lands to drop. I can do this all day, as Captain America says. Brainstorm is their exiled card with EI. Played their land and then played the Brainstorm. Okay. Mishra's Bauble, you got it. Bobbling me now is weird because what if I have Narset in my deck? But okay. They know about Snapcaster Mage in my hand. Did not. Mystic Sanctuary. Okay, here it comes. Did Mystic Sanctuary into EI now. With the bauble draw, 6 cards in hand already, 7, they go up to 8, they cast EI. We might end up going to discard this turn, which, I mean, like, isn't a bad problem to have, but it does undo some of the card advantage they've earned. Dragon's Rage Channeler, okay. And Ponder. Alrighty. They've not made a land yet, just milled a Pyroblast. Okay, they are going to go to clean up. I'm going to Prismatic Ending the DRC. Alright, I can get a Strix into play this turn as well. Good stuff. Fetch the Tundra, Prismatic Ending, Baleful Strix. Not giving you a 1-for-1 on this. Strix is in play, and I'm not going to play the other one because that turns on Daze, and the Mystic Sanctuary is in play, so Daze is extra bad. I'm hitting land drops and they're not, which usually breaks open the draw-go stalemate. Like if one player is going to discard and the other is hitting land drops and maintaining 7 cards in hand, the player is going to discard, has to blink first. I'm going to put the bad lands into play, and then I'm going to cast Swords to Plowshares. So I don't need to do that. I can just play a Strix. At this point, Pyroblast is going to get me, so putting up multiple things in front of the Strix is exciting, or in front of the Murktide. If they like bolt in the end step, that gives me an opportunity to act. Maybe I'm just supposed to plow on my turn. Not really sure. Because now I did expose myself to Pyroblast on Snapcaster, but that would have been true anyway. Pyroblast, Swords to Plowshares. Okay, that's gone. Strix is gone. Alright, and Stable Board going into my turn. So this is getting a little dangerous. They know about Snapcaster Mage in my hand. If they boarded in Surgicals, they could just start pointing them at my spells. I could Snap Plow in response and plow my Snapcaster if I think having plows in the deck is better than having a Snapcaster in play. This is the moment of truth. There's Murktide. I'm going to go for the Snapcaster in the end step. They know I have 1. They don't know I have 2. I can beat a Surgical. I can't beat a Surgical and a Pyroblast. Do I want to go to my turn? I think I do. Give myself a chance to draw discard. Oh, Pyroblast. Yeah, that works too. Okay, Snapcaster. Again, this doesn't beat Surgical. It does beat Force. And I just have the answer to Murktide in the Pyroblast, but they have 6 cards in hand now, and I just don't. I'm going to fight over the Force with Pyroblast. Try to get 2-for-1s where I can. And I'm going to Pyroblast Murktide instead of plow it. Hope there's a red source left in my deck. Fuck. Didn't think about that. There's exactly 1. Okay. Not going to give you the 6 life if I don't have to. I don't think having that card in the graveyard is going to be life and death. I guess there's some consideration. If you do have Surgical, like if they did bring it in, I could have protected the rest of the plows in the deck by casting the plow, but instead I didn't. And there's only 1 Pyroblast in the list. I do need some action here. I am falling behind quickly. Oh god. Well, straight into Pyroblast we go. Blue, white, colorless. Fetching in response. Is this a Force of Negation? Yeah, it is. Okay. Sure. At least it's not a Pyroblast. I'll take that. I'm going to start falling behind here quickly if I don't figure out something. Yeah, this is the flip side to the player who hits their land drops, wins the draw-go game. The flip side of that is screw beats flood. If one player is mana screwed and the other's mana flooded, and the game goes long enough for the screwed player to dig out of their screw, they're favored because now they have all these spells to unload on. And I am flooding. They continue to amass resources, and I am stuck doing nothing. Like, I'm trying to picture the best case scenario of what 5 spells in their hand are good for, like, what are the worst 5 spells they could have in their hand, and they all still beat me. Okay, I guess it's time to do some math. By Kolagon's command, picking up Snapcaster, then Snap Plow. Guess I should put 1 more land into play. Maybe I should have gotten the Strix on my turn, but no, that doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just not winning this game. Probably should act now to keep my life total above 6, but if I can act in their end step, maybe there's a chance of something, but against 5 spells in hand, I can't imagine what I could do here. Tomas, why do you have so many lands in your deck? Wink, wink. In your 19 land control deck. In the end step, Polygon's command. Return Snapcaster to my hand, and you discard. The Koligon's command did resolve. They discarded Lightning Bolt, and I picked up Hymn to Turok. If there's a way through this, it starts here. This is kind of crazy. So, Hymn to Turok first. Or black, black. Black, black. This is a very black-intensive line. But yeah, their 5-card hand is suddenly about to be down to 1. If one of them's Price of Progress, dead, but whatever. I was not beating that card anyway. Snapcaster Mage. Okay. If they target Pyroblast with that, I'm going to have to respond. They're targeting Brainstorm. Okay. They can float the Brainstorm. Oh, that's weird. Fetching in response to their own Snapcaster. Brainstorming now. Okay. All right, so they are going to be empty. They could have waited until the hymn resolved and then brainstormed to refill their hand. Oh no, they end up with 1 card here. That's right. My fetch lands are going to put me to 5. I believe there is an Underground Sea. Are there 4 black sources in the deck? Hymn to Turok, hit Force of Will and Murktide Regent. There is 2 Underground Seas. There are 4 black sources in the deck, but this was a... Wait, no, I don't need black for the Snapcaster. Okay. Let's hope the last card in their hand is not Pyroblast. Okay, Snapcaster Mage, targeting Koligon's command. Koligon's command. Then there should be enough lands in my deck to do what I need to do here. Get the Tundra. And then, oh, there are not enough lands in my deck. I can't respect that card in their hand. I would like to make them discard, but I think I need to destroy Snapcaster Mage and get back Baleful Strix. Oh no, I have a wall of Snapcaster Mages. No, I don't. Okay, I'm going to return Strix to my hand and make them discard. Get your hand empty. Oh, I think I'm actually a land short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Snapcaster Mage was the last card in hand. That's rough. Alright, at least I can't do anything. Are there 2 lands in my deck? Fetch the Scalding Tarn. Underground Sea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that all my lands? I'm 1 short? Oh no! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Okay. I did math out the correct number of mana to cast Strix here, but instead I'm dead. I guess I was supposed to get Swords to Plowshares or something. Alright, we're playing another game. Ugh, these skinny mana bases. Give and take, I guess. I flooded out and then didn't have enough mana on the final turn. What a world. Did work through that hand like a boss, though. That was sweet. Big ups to Hymn to Turok. Sorry if you just heard my straw squeak. Taking a drink on the way into this final round. I'm wondering if Teferi is better than Hymn to Turok, or maybe the Inquisition. Like, 1 Inquisition in the deck. Can you afford 1-for-1s that don't impact the board here? But checking their hand does go a long way. Okay, I am going to try it like this. There's a lot of stuff that has application in the matchup, like Spell Pierce, Inquisition, Plague Engineer, Teferi, and Nile Spellbomb all have applications. It's just about finding the 60 best cards, because there are close to 70 cards that do something. If I didn't expect Price of Progress, I'd be on 0 Force, but that card is a 1-hit KO. The only real thing you can do about it without Force in your deck is get them Hellbent, have Teferi plussing, and discard it in their upkeep. This is not a keep. This one looks fine. I'm going to keep this and send Teferi to the bottom. That's a later thing. Volcanic Island, go. Cool. Hitting my land drops, settle back into the draw go situation. All right, I got the prismatic ending for that. Ooh. Ooh. I believe I'm going to prismatic ending this turn and just set up for the Hymn to Turok next turn. Without thinking about it, I clicked the Scalding Tarn, which doesn't fetch Scrubland. I wanted to fetch Scrubland there because that endings this turn and Hymn's next turn. All right, they didn't have Wasteland. That's a gigantic relief. Okay, I found a red source anyway. I'm just going in on Hymn to Turok right now. Can't Pyroblast that. They currently can't hardcast. Oh, I just fetched a land that isn't Scrubland again with my incorrect land. God, this mana base is tough to keep up with. Alright, wish I had Scrubland in play, but I don't. Here's Hymn to Turok. I don't believe there's a 1-for-1 in their deck on 2 mana for this. Knock 2 lands out of their hand. I hope you needed those. Wasteland? Shit. Alright, if they actually did need those lands, it's good for me. Okay, that's dead. Black, blue. I'm going to play Baleful Strix because if they have Pyroblast, I'd rather resolve Iteration than Strix. And I missed a land drop, so they know Wasteland is just open season. No land drop from them either, just a handful of spells. I hate just ramming into Pyroblast like this, but blue, black, or blue-red, that's what this card costs. If they try to snap Pyro, I have my own Pyro. They can daze me. Hope that this works. Okay, that resolved. All right, that's fine. That was a 2-for-2 exchange. But now I have a Snapcaster ready. Okay, there's Murktide. Snapcaster Pyroblast kills that if I don't draw a white source. All right, moment of truth. Snapcaster Pyroblast, let's do it. Target Pyroblast. The 4-color mana base absolutely destroying me here. 2 insane white cards in my hand. No white mana to cast them. How'd we do? Alright, it's dead. It's dead. White mana, please. Snapcaster someday might be good. Currently not helpful. No land, no spell. So, cards that would be no land, no spell in their hand are like Force of Will, which I suspect they would have cast already. I don't know. I found a Ponder, though. Excited for that. That's not good. I need to shuffle this. I need white mana, not just more Grixis. I'll take that powerful Grixis spell, though, if that's what I'm being offered. I can Snap Ponder next turn. Just trying to think of like what's in their hand that they wouldn't have cast, and more Murktide Regents would make a lot of sense. They found an EI. That sucks. Like, Murktide Regent is one of the only cards they literally can't cast in their deck. Ponder... Did not shuffle. Found Mystic Sanctuary, picking up the EI. Alright, they're digging out of this. I gotta figure this out quick. Or Teferi was not the answer. I'm gonna Snap Ponder. Got to get this moving forward. If I can unlock these white cards, I'll feel so good. God, do you have Flusterstorm? Okay, I can't pay for that. My clock is also ticking down. I'm a little salty about the clock because obviously I edited it out, but I got a 4-minute phone call that easily could have been a text message during game 2. If you go back to game 2, you'll notice my clock just is suddenly smaller than it was. All right, cool. Wasteland. Good news is it doesn't look like I'm going to time out. Looks like I'm just going to fucking lose. Well, if this is Murktide Regent, the white source still plays. Murktide Regent resolves. White source. All right, Ponder, find a white source. Oh my god. All right. Please don't have another Wasteland because this is all I got. Swords to Plowshares. It's going to be a 2-for-1. If it gets countered, it's going to smash otherwise. All right, don't have another Wasteland because I have another white card coming. My hand's full of 3-drops. Relentless iterating. Though this build of the deck doesn't play 4 Wastelands. I think they have 2 or 3. And they've already used 2. I hope they're out. That's my dream. What do we all think about my dream? Okay, they just saw the Swords to Plowshares. That's on top of my deck with this bauble. They're going to predict me. Bummer. So I'm drawing Jace. That's fucking useless. Yeah, that was a good use of Bauble. That's a lot of cards very quickly. And getting in here, really hate to turn on Daze right now. I'm going to try to play through here. I can K-command. Maybe I should have Teferi'd there when Pyroblast was tapped out. All right, are you going to EI or Lightning Bolt? What's the play? All right, we're loading up. Another EI, a DRC. All right, I'm going to K-command in the end step. 2 damage to target thing. Return Snapcaster, kill your Snapcaster. Just went under 5 minutes on my clock. I'm ignoring another phone call that could definitely be a text message right now. Take the hint, people. I'm busy. If we spend a Force of Will on this, I get to resolve Teferi, maybe. Force of Will pitching Ponder triggers another DRC. Okay, Teferi, let's go. At least can't get Pyroblasted here. I'll take that as a plus. Another Force, pitching Ponder, okay. My hand is all Planeswalkers right now. Oops, all Planeswalkers. Ponder off of EI. I will trade off Snapcasters if it's offered. It was not offered. Oh, it's Murk time. Leaving up the red mana. I would love to draw Inquisition of Kozilek right now. Oh, him to Turok. A little too late. The fairy's just going to have to do the work. Just can't have a counterspell now. A little late to the party here. Okay, they did it. Yeah, overwhelmed me in the late game. Wasteland hyper effective against this low resource control deck. This mana base is clearly built with just like no respect for land hate in mind. And I respect the boldness of playing a low land count in a deck with this many cantrips, but also like no Life from the Loam, no endurance, no, I don't know what else you would have, but 8 mana producing lands in a deck that wants to go this late. It's bold. Arrogant mana base aside, we did put up a 3/2. There's a lot of powerful spells in this deck, and the discard forward plan was really effective. We did not queue into any Uros or any Endurances. No surprise there. Those cards are on the decline in general in the metagame. I like the Delver matchup when I have mana. Wasteland scares the shit out of me with a deck like this, but Swords to Plowshares, Prismatic Ending, Baleful Strix, Snapcaster Mage, Teferi, like almost every card in this deck is built to just shut down Delver, except for the low land count. That's risky, but I've made my thoughts clear on that. We all know that I love a heavy basic lands, 20 plus, 22, sometimes even 23 lands in my legacy control decks, and we have 19 with 0 basics here. This could be built for a specific metagame. It could just be expecting that maybe Delver won't be that popular, or people aren't going to be playing Ruination and stuff, but I'd be worried about that, personally. I'm going to stop harping on the mana base, because it was clearly intentional. Tomas is a strong player and strong deck builder and did all these things on purpose. It is weird. I'll also say it's weird playing a blue soup deck with no Narsets at all. We have 3 Teferi, no Narset. This really is just all in on Snapcaster Mage. Teferi picking up Snapcaster Mage, re-snapping, like that's... This entire deck is built with the singular focus of doing that. And it worked. Like him to Turok, every time you cast that card, it's a banger. There was that one turn against Delver, even though I was 1 mana short of doing everything I wanted to do at the end of the count, because I forgot how many mana producing lands were in the deck. The fact that Delver passed the turn with 5 spells in their hand, or they started their turn with 5 spells in the hand, they played 1, end of turn Kolagon's command, they're down to 3, draw him to Turok, you're down to 1, and that was insane. Just, I felt like that game was unwinnable, and it suddenly became maybe winnable, which is a lot closer to where I want to be than unwinnable, all things considered. Him to Turok is a banger. I actually have a paper tournament this weekend that I'm debating between is it Delver or Grixis Control for, and I think this league sold me on the him to Turok heavy Grixis Control build that I played a couple days ago on the channel. I might play that in paper this weekend. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, figure out how that goes, see the deck picks and stuff. I'm going to leave this one here. This deck is very cool. It's very bold. I would not choose this deck because of the fragility of the mana base, but I can see the appeal. It's just not my style. If I was going to play a deck that just loses to Price of Progress, I'd probably play some lands variant. But if you're willing to just ignore that those cards exist and want to play a lot of Hymn to Tarax, this is a deck for you. Justin, thank you for asking me to play this. Tomas, thank you for making it, and congrats on your recent top 8 at the Four Seasons tournament. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out Patreon, Discord, all those things in the link below, and I'll see you next time.